GCSE English Literature 8702, Past and Present, Poetry Anthology for Exams from 2017 version 1.0 June 2015 AQA_V08.IND131/07/2015-2214. AQA-GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology, all rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced in any material form, including photocopying or storing on any medium by electronic means, and whether or not transiently or incidentally to some other use of this publication, without the written permission of the publisher, except in accordance with the provisions of the Copyright, Designs, and Patents Act 1988 or under the terms of the license issued by the Copyright Licensing Agency. Notice to teachers: it is illegal to reproduce any part of this work in material form, including photocopying and electronic storage, except under the following circumstances: I. Where you are abiding by a license granted to your school or institution by the Copyright Licensing Agency. 2. Where no such license exists, or where you wish to exceed the terms of a license, and you have gained the written permission of the Publishers Licensing Society. 3. Where you are allowed to reproduce without permission under the provisions of Chapter 3 of the Copyright, Designs, and Patents Act 1988. Photo permissions: 5 Key for pics/Getty images. 6 Georgios Kalaitis/Photalia. 8 Georgios Kalaitis/Photalia. 9 Georgios Kalaitis/Photalia. 11 Georgios Kalaitis/Photalia. 12 Photos.com/thinkstock. 13 Stuart Clark/Rex. 16 Culture Images/Lebrucht. 16 Copyright Pictorial Press Ltd/Alamy. 17 Topphoto.co.uk. 18 Schifferfuchs/Ulsteinbild/Getty Images. 19 Copyright Gary Doak/Alamy. 20 Copyright Gary Doak/Alamy. 21 Copyright Kathy DeWitt/Alamy. 22 Copyright Derek Adams/Alamy. 25 Chris Weeks/contributor/Getimages. 26 Georgios Kalaitis/ Photalia. 27 Copyright The Print Collector /Alamy. 29 Georgios Kalaitis /Photalia. 30 Georgios Kalaitis /Photalia. 32 Photos.com/thinkstock. 34 Copyright The Art Archive /Alamy. 36 Schifferfuchs /Ulsteinbild /Getty Images. 37 Copyright 2004 Credit Top Photo /UPP. 38 Copyright Gary Doak /Alamy. 40 Courtesy Templar Poetry. 42 Copyright Gary Doak /Alamy. 43 Wareham.nl. Algemene News /Alamy. 45 British Library Board /Top Photo. 46 Nils Jorgensen /Rex. 48 Charles Medower Acknowledgement of copyright holders and publishers' permission to reproduce all copyright material has been applied for. In some cases, efforts to contact copyright holders have been unsuccessful, and AQA will be happy to rectify any omissions of acknowledgments in future papers if notified. Copyright 2015 AQA and its licensors. All rights reserved. AQA Education. AQA is a registered charity, number 1073334, and a company limited by guarantee registered in England and Wales, number 3644723. Our registered address is AQA, Davis Street, Manchester M15 6X. With thanks to Cambridge University Press for their support with this project. AQA_anglit_GCSE_V08.in231/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present. Poetry Anthology 3AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Contents Cluster 1. Love and Relationships Lord Byron When We Two Parted 6 Percy Bysshe Shelley Love's Philosophy 7 Robert Browning Porphyria's Lover 8 Elizabeth Barrett Browning Sonnet 29 I Think of Thee 10 Thomas Hardy Neutral Tones 11 Maura Dooley Letters from Yorkshire 12 Charlotte Mew The Farmer's Bride 13 Cecil Day Lewis Walking Away 15 Charles Causley Eden Rock 16 Seamus Heaney Follower 17 Simon Armitage Mother Any distance 18 Carroll and Duffy before you were mine 19 Owen Shears Winter Swans 20 Daljit Nagra Sing Song 21 Andrew Waterhouse Climbing My Grandfather 23 AQA _anglet _GCSE _V08.in 331/07/2015-2214 4. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library Cluster 2, Power and Conflict Percy Bysshe Shelley Ozymandias 26 William Blake London 27 William Wordsworth Extract from The Prelude 28 Robert Browning My Last Duchess 30 Alfred Lord Tennyson The Charge of the Light Brigade 32 Wilfred Owen Exposure 33 Seamus Heaney Storm on the Island 35 Ted Hughes Bayonet Charge 36 Simon Armitage Remains 37 Jane Weir Poppies 39 Carroll and Duffy War Photographer 41 Imtiaz Harker Tissue 42 Carroll Rumans the Emigre 43 John Agar Checking Out Me History 44 Beatrice Garland Kamikaze 46 AQA _anglet _GCSE _V08.in 431/07/2015-2214 GCSE English Literature Past and Present Poetry Anthology aqa.org.uk/English-e-library Cluster 1 Love and Relationships AQA _anglet _GCSE _V08.in 531/07/2015-2214 Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library Lord Byron 1788–1824 When we two parted when we two parted in silence and tears, half broken-hearted to sever for years, 5 Pale grew thy cheek and cold, colder thy kiss, truly that hour foretold sorrow to this. The dew of the morning 10 sunk chill on my brow, it felt like the warning of what I feel now. Thy vows are all broken, and light is thy fame. 15 I hear thy name spoken, and share in its shame. They name thee before me, a knell in mine ear, a shudder comes o'er me. 20 Why wert thou so dear? They know not I knew thee, who knew thee too well. Long, long shall I rue thee, too deeply to tell. 25 In secret we met, in silence I grieve, that thy heart could forget, thy spirit deceive. if I should meet thee 30 after long years, how should I greet thee? With silence and tears. AQA_8_G_C_SE_07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Percy Bysshe Shelley, 1792–1822, Love's philosophy 1. The fountains mingle with the river and the rivers with the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. 5. Nothing in the world is single. All things by a law divine in one another's being mingle. Why not I with thine? See the mountains kiss high heaven. 10. And the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother, and the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. 15. What are all these kissings worth, if thou kiss not me? AQA_8_G_C_SE_07/30/1/7/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English E-Library. Robert Browning, 1812–1889. Porphyria's lover 1. The rain set early into night. The sullen wind was soon awake. It tore the elm tops down for spite, and did its worst to vex the lake. 5. I listened with heart fit to break. When glided in Porphyria, straight she shut the cold out and the storm, and kneeled and made the cheerless grate blaze up, and all the cottage warm. 10. Which done, she rose, and from her form withdrew the dripping cloak and shawl, and laid her soiled gloves by, untied her hat and let the damp hair fall, and, last, she sat down by my side. 15. And called me. When no voice replied, she put my arm about her waist, and made her smooth white shoulder bare, and all her yellow hair displaced, and, stooping, made my cheek lie there. 20. And spread, o'er all, her yellow hair, murmuring how she loved me. She too weak, for all her heart's endeavor, to set its struggling passion free from pride, and vainer ties dissever. 25. And give herself to me forever. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain a sudden thought of one so pale for love of her, and all in vain. 30 So she was come through wind and rain. Be sure I looked up at her eyes. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In date 31/07/2015 22:14. GCSE English Literature Past and Present. Poetry Anthology. AQA.org.uk/English-E-library. Happy and proud. At last I knew Porphyria worshipped me. Surprise made my heart swell. And still it grew 35 while I debated what to do. That moment she was mine, fair, perfectly pure and good. I found a thing to do, and all her hair in one long yellow string. I wound 43 times her little throat around, and strangled her. No pain felt she. I am quite sure she felt no pain. As a shut bud that holds a bee, I warily op at her lids. Again 45 laughed the blue eyes without a stain. And I untightened next the tress about her neck. Her cheek once more blushed bright beneath my burning kiss. I propped her head up as before. 50 only. This time my shoulder bore her head, which droops upon it still, the smiling rosy little head, so glad it has its utmost will, that all it scorned at once is fled. 55 And I, its love, am gained instead. Porphyria's love, she guessed not how her darling one wish would be heard. And thus we sit together now, and all night long we have not stirred. 60 And yet God has not said a word. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In 9/31/07/2015 22:14. Develop your learning on AQA English E-Library. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, 1806 to 1861. Sonnet 29. I think of thee. 1. I think of thee. My thoughts do twine and bud about thee, as wild vines, about a tree, put out broad leaves, and soon there's naught to see except the straggling green which hides the wood. 5. Yet, O my palm tree, be it understood I will not have my thoughts instead of thee who art dearer, better. Rather, instantly renew thy presence, as a strong tree should, rustle thy boughs and set thy trunk all bare, 10 And let these bands of greenery which ensphere thee drop heavily down, burst, shattered, everywhere. Because, in this deep joy to see and hear thee and breathe within thy shadow a new air, I do not think of thee, I am too near thee. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In 1031/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present. Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Thomas Hardy, 1840–1928. Neutral tones. One We stood by upon that winter day, and the sun was white, as though chidden of God, and a few leaves lay on the starving sod. They had fallen from an ash, and were grey. 5 Your eyes on me were as eyes that rove over tedious riddles of years ago, and some words played between us to and fro on which lost the more by our love. The smile on your mouth was the deadest thing 10 alive enough to have strength to die, and a grin of bitterness swept thereby like an ominous bird a wing. Since then, keen lessons that love deceives, and rings with wrong, have shaped to me 15 your face, and the God-cursed sun, and a tree, and a pond edged with grayish leaves. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In 1131/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library more duly. B. 1957, Letters from Yorkshire. 1 In February, digging his garden, planting potatoes, he saw the first lapwings return and came indoors to write to me, his knuckles singing as they reddened in the warmth. 5 It's not romance, simply how things are. You out there, in the cold, seeing the seasons turning, me with my heart full of headlines feeding words onto a blank screen. Is your life more real because you dig and sow? 10 You wouldn't say so, breaking ice on a water butt, clearing a path through snow. Still, it's you who sends me word of that other world, pouring air and light into an envelope, so that at night, watching the same news in different houses, 15 our souls tap out messages across the icy miles. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 1231/07/2015-2214 GCSE English Literature Past and Present Poetry Anthology aqa.org.uk/English-e-library Charlotte Mew, 1869–1928. The Farmer's Bride won 3 summers since I chose a maid, too young maybe, but more's to do at harvest time than bide and woo. When us was wet she turned afraid 5 of love and me and all things human, like the shut of a winter's day her smile went out, and 'twasn't a woman, more like a little frightened fay. One night, in the fall, she runned away. 10 out 'mong the sheep, her be, they said, should properly have been abed, but sure enough she wasn't there lying awake with her wide brown stare. So over 7-acre field and up along across the down 15 we chased her, flying like a hare before our lanterns. To Churchtown all in a shiver and a scare we caught her, fetched her home at last and turned the key upon her, fast. 20 she does the work about the house as well as most, but like a mouse, happy enough to chat and play with birds and rabbits and such as they, so long as menfolk keep away. 25 not near, her eyes beseech when one of us comes within reach. The women say that beasts in stall look round like children at her call. I've hardly heard her speak at all. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 1331/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library 30 shy as a leveret, swift as he, straight and slight as a young larch tree, sweet as the first wild violets, she, to her wild self. But what to me? The short days shorten and the oaks are brown. 35 The blue smoke rises to the low gray sky, 1 leaf in the still air falls slowly down, a magpie's spotted feathers lie on the black earth spread white with rime, the berries redden up to Christmas time. 40 What's Christmas time without there be some other in the house than we? She sleeps up in the attic there alone, poor maid. 'Tis but a stair betwixt us. Oh, my God! the down, 45 the soft young down of her, the brown of her eyes, her hair, AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08.in 1431/07/2015-2214 GCSE English Literature Past and Present Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Cecil Day Lewis, 1904–1972, Walking Away one. It is 18 years ago, almost to the day, a sunny day with leaves just turning, the touch lines new ruled, since I watched you play your first game of football, then, like a satellite 5 wrenched from its orbit, go drifting away behind a scatter of boys. I can see you walking away from me towards the school with the pathos of a half-fledged thing set free into a wilderness, the gait of 110, who finds no path where the path should be. That hesitant figure, eddying away like a winged seed loosened from its parent stem, has something I never quite grasped to convey about nature's give and take, the small, the scorching 15 ordeals which fire one's irresolute clay. I have had worse partings, but none that so gnaws at my mind still. Perhaps it is roughly saying what God alone could perfectly show, how selfhood begins with a walking away, 20 and love is proved in the letting go. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08.in 1531/07/2015-2214 Develop your learning on AQA English E-Library Charles Causley, 1917–2003, Eden Rock 1. They are waiting for me somewhere beyond Eden Rock. My father, 25, in the same suit of genuine Irish tweed, his terrier Jack still 2 years old and trembling at his feet. 5. My mother, 23, in a sprigged dress drawn at the waist, ribbon in her straw hat, has spread the stiff white cloth over the grass. Her hair, the color of wheat, takes on the light. She pours tea from a thermos, the milk straight 10 from an old HP sauce bottle, a screw of paper for a cork, slowly sets out the same 3 plates, the tin cups painted blue. The sky whitens as if lit by 3 suns. My mother shades her eyes and looks my way 15, over the drifted stream. My father spins a stone along the water. Leisurely, they beckon to me from the other bank. I hear them call, see where the stream path is. Crossing is not as hard as you might think. 20 I had not thought that it would be like this. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 1631/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology aqa.org.uk/English-e-library Seamus Heaney, 1939–2013. Follower 1 My father worked with a horse plough. His shoulders globed like a full sail strung between the shafts and the furrow. The horse strained at his clicking tongue. 5 An expert. He would set the wing and fit the bright steel-pointed sock. The sod rolled over without breaking. At the hedrig, with a single pluck of reins, the sweating team turned round 10 and back into the land. His eye narrowed and angled at the ground, mapping the furrow exactly. I stumbled in his hobnailed wake, fell sometimes on the polished sod. 15 Sometimes he rode me on his back, dipping and rising to his plod. I wanted to grow up and plow, to close one eye, stiffen my arm. All I ever did was follow 20 in his broad shadow round the farm. I was a nuisance, tripping, falling, yapping always. But today it is my father who keeps stumbling behind me, and will not go away. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 1731/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. Simon Armitage, B. 1963, Mother, any distance from books of matches one mother, any distance greater than a single span requires a second pair of hands. You come to help me measure windows, pelmets, doors, the acres of the walls, the prairies of the floors. 5 You at the zero end, me with the spool of tape, recording length, reporting meters, centimeters back to base, then leaving up the stairs, the line still feeding out, unreeling years between us. Anchor. Kite. I spacewalked through the empty bedrooms, climbed the ladder to the loft, to breaking point, where something has to give. 2 floors below your fingertips still pinch the last 1/100th of an inch. I reach towards a hatch that opens on an endless sky 15, to fall or fly. AQA_18/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present. Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Carroll and Duffy, B. 1955. Before You Were Mine 1. I'm 10 years away from the corner you laugh on with your pals, Maggie McGeaney and Jean Duff. The 3 of you bend from the waist, holding each other, or your knees, and shriek at the pavement. 5. Your polka dot dress blows round your legs. Marilyn. I'm not here yet. The thought of me doesn't occur in the ballroom with the 1,000 eyes. The physic movie tomorrow's the right walk home could bring. I knew you would dance like that. Before you were mine, your ma stands at the closed 10 with a hiding for the late one. You reckon it's worth it? The decade ahead of my loud, possessive yell was the best one, I remember my hands in those high-heeled red shoes, relics, and now your ghost clatters toward me over George Square till I see you, clear as scent, under the tree, 15, with its lights, and whose small bites on your neck, sweetheart. Cha-cha-cha. You'd teach me the steps on the way home from Mass, stamping stars from the wrong pavement. Even then I wanted the bold girl winking in Portobello, somewhere in Scotland, before I was born. That glamorous love lasts 20 where you sparkle and waltz and laugh before you were mine. AQA_1930-07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English E-Library. Owen Shears, B. 1974. Winter swans won. The clouds had given their all 2 days of rain and then a break in which we walked. the waterlogged earth 5 gulping for breath at our feet as we skirted the lake, silent and apart, until the swans came and stopped us with a show of tipping in unison. As if rolling weights down their bodies to their heads they have themselves in the dark water, icebergs of white feather, paused before returning again like boats riding in rough weather. They made for life, you said as they left, porcelain over the stilling water. I didn't reply 15, but as we moved on through the afternoon light, slow stepping in the lake's shingle and sand, I noticed our hands, that had, somehow, swum the distance between us and folded, one over the other, 20 like a pair of wings settling after flight. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In 2031/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Daljit Nagra, B. 1966. Sing Song. 1 I run just 1 OV my daddy's shops from 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock and he want me not to have a break but when nobody in, I do de lock. 5 cos up de stairs is my newly bride v share in chapati v share in de chutney after vhav made love like v rowing through Putney. 10 when I return vid my penny untied de shoppers always point and cry, hey sing, ver you been? Yo lemons are limes, yo bananas are plantain. 15 Dis dirty little floor need a little bit of mop in de worst Indian shop on de whole Indian road. Above my head high heel tap de ground as my viv on de web is playing with de mouse 20 when she netting 2 cat on her seek lover site she booked dem for de meat at de cheese ov her price. My bride she effing at my mum in all de colors of Punjabi 25 den stumble like a drunk making fun at my daddy AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08. In 2131/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. My bride tiny eyes ov a gun and de tummy ov a teddy 30. My bride she have a red crew cut and she wear a tartan sari, a donkey jacket and some pumps on de squeak ov de girl's dad are pinching my sweeties. 35 When I return from de tickle ov my bride de shoppers always point and cry, Hey sing, ver you been? De milk is out of date and de bread is alvae stale. 40 de things UHAV on offer UHAV never got in stock in de worst Indian shop on de whole Indian road. Late in de midnight hour venue shoppers are wrap up quiet 45 and de precinct is concrete cool v come down whispering stairs and sit on my silver stool. From behind de chocolate bars v stare past de half-price window signs 50 at de beaches ov de UK in de brighty moon. From de stool each night she say, how much do you charge for dat moon baby? From de stool each night I say, is half de cost of you baby. 55 from de stool each night she say, how much does dat come to baby? From de stool each night I say, is priceless baby. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 dot in 2231/07/2015-2214 GCSE English Literature Past and Present Poetry Anthology aqa.org.uk/English-e-library Andrew Waterhouse 1958 to 2001 Climbing my grandfather one I decide to do it free without a rope or net. First, the old brogues, dusty and cracked, an easy scramble onto his trousers, pushing into the weave, trying to get a grip. 5 by the overhanging shirt I change direction, traverse along his belt to an earth-stained hand. The nails are splintered and give good purchase. The skin of his finger is smooth and thick like warm ice. On his arm I discover the glassy ridge of a scar. Place my feet gently in the old stitches and move on. At his still firm shoulder, I rest for a while in the shade, not looking down. 15 for climbing has its dangers. Then pull myself up the loose skin of his neck to a smiling mouth to drink among teeth. Refreshed, I cross the screed cheek, to stare into his brown eyes, watch a pupil 20 slowly open and close. Then up over the forehead, the wrinkles well spaced and easy, to his thick hair, soft and white at this altitude, reaching for the summit, where gasping for breath I can only lie 25 watching clouds and birds circle, feeling his heat, knowing the slow pulse of his good heart. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 dot in 2331/07/2015 2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 dot in 2431/07/2015 2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Cluster 2 Power and Conflict AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 dot in 2531/07/2015 2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library Percy Bysshe Shelley, 1792–1822. Ozymandias 1. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown five and wrinkled lip, and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed, and on the pedestal these words appear. 10. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 dot in 2631/07/2015 2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library William Blake, 1757–1827, London 1. I wander through each chartered street, near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. 5. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every ban, the mind-forged monocles I hear, how the chimney sweepers cry 10. Every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldier's sigh runs in blood down palace walls. but most through midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlots curse. 15 blasts the newborn infant's tear, and blights with plagues the marriage hearse. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 27/31/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. William Wordsworth, 1770 to 1850, extract from The Prelude. One summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree within a rocky cove, its usual home. Straight I unloosed her chain, and stepping in 5, pushed from the shore. It was an act of stealth and troubled pleasure, nor without the voice of mountain echoes did my boat move on, leaving behind her still, on either side, small circles glittering idly in the moon, 10 until they melted all into one track of sparkling light. But now, like one who rose, proud of his skill, to reach a chosen point with an unswerving line, I fixed my view upon the summit of a craggy ridge, 15 the horizon's utmost boundary. Far above was nothing but the stars and the grey sky. She was an elfin pinnace. Lustily I dipped my oars into the silent lake, and, as I rose upon the stroke, my boat 20 went heaving through the water like a swan, when, from behind that craggy steep till then the horizon's bound, a huge peak, black and huge, as if with voluntary power instinct, upreared its head. I struck and struck again, 25 and growing still in stature the grim shape towered up between me and the stars, and still, for so it seemed, with purpose of its own and measured motion like a living thing, strode after me. With trembling oars I turned, 30 and through the silent water stole my way. AQA underscore anglet underscore GCSE underscore V08 in 2831/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology. aqa.org.uk/English-e-library. Back to the covert of the willow tree, there in her mooring place I left my bark, and through the meadows homeward went, in grave and serious mood. But after I had seen 35 that spectacle, for many days, my brain worked with a dim and undetermined sense of unknown modes of being. O'er my thoughts there hung a darkness, call it solitude or blank desertion. No familiar shapes 40 remained, no pleasant images of trees, of sea, or sky, no colors of green fields, but huge and mighty forms, that do not live like living men, moved slowly through the mind by day, and were a trouble to my dreams. AQA_ACE_GCSE_score V08.in 2931/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. Robert Browning, 1812 to 1889. My Last Duchess Ferraro one. That's my last Duchess painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. I call that piece a wonder. Now, Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. 5. Will tea please you sit and look at her? I said Fra Pandolf by design, for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance, the depth and passion of its earnest glance, but to myself they turned, since none puts by 10 the curtain I have drawn for you, but and seemed as they would ask me, if they durst, how such a glance came there, so. Not the first are you to turn and ask thus. Sir, 'twas not her husband's presence only, called that spot 15 of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half-flush that dies along her throat. Such stuff 20 was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. She had a heart, how shall I say? Too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. 25 Sir, 'twas all one. My favour at her breast, the dropping of the daylight in the west, the bough of cherries some officious fool broke in the orchard for her, the white mule AQA_Anglet_GCSE_V08.in 3031/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library. She rode with round the terrace, all and each 30 would draw from her alike the approving speech, or blush, at least. She thanked men, good. But thanks somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. Who'd stoop to blame 35 this sort of trifling? Even had you skill in speech, which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such an one, and say, just this or that in you disgusts me, here you miss, or there exceed the mark, and if she let 40 herself be lessoned so, nor plainly set her wits to yours, forsooth, and made excuse, and then would be some stooping, and I choose never to stoop. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whene'er I passed her, but who passed without 45 much the same smile. This grew. I gave commands, then all smiles stopped together. There she stands as if alive. Will tea please you rise? We'll meet the company below, then. I repeat, the Count your master's known munificence 50 is ample warrant that no just pretence of mine for dowry will be disallowed, though his fair daughter's self, as I avowed at starting, is my object. Nay, we'll go together down, sir. Notice Neptune, though, 55 taming a seahorse, thought a rarity, which Claus of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. AQA_ANGLET_GCSE_V08.in3131/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. Alfred Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 1892, The Charge of the Light Brigade 1. 1/2 a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death rode the 600. 5 forward, the Light Brigade. Charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600. 2 forward, the Light Brigade. 10 Was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. There's not to make reply, there's not to reason why. 15 There's but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. 3 Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, 20 cannon in front of them volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode and well, into the jaws of death. 25 Into the mouth of hell rode the 600. 4 Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabring the gunners there. 30 Charging an army, while all the world wondered, plunged in the battery smoke, right through the line they broke. Cossack and Russian 35 reeled from the saber stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. 5 cannon to right of them, 40 cannon to left of them, cannon behind them volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. 45 They that had fought so well came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. All that was left of them, left of 600. 650 When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made! All the world wondered. Honor the charge they made. Honor the Light Brigade, 55 Noble 600. AQA _anglet _GCSE _V08. In 3231/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology aqa.org.uk/English-E-Library Wilfred Owen, 1893–1918. Exposure 1 Our brains ache in the merciless iced east winds that knive us. Wearied we keep awake because the night is silent. Lo, drooping flares confuse our memory of the salient. 5 Worried by silence, sentries whisper, curious, nervous, but nothing happens. Watching, we hear the mad gusts tugging on the wire, like twitching agonies of men among its brambles. Northward, incessantly, the flickering gunnery rumbles, 10 far off, like a dull rumor of some other war. What are we doing here? The poignant misery of dawn begins to grow. We only know war lasts, rain soaks, and clouds sag stormy. Dawn massing in the east her melancholy army, 15 attacks once more in ranks on shivering ranks of grey, but nothing happens. Sudden successive flights of bullets streak the silence. Less deadly than the air that shudders black with snow, with sidelong flowing flakes that flock, pause, and renew, 20 We watch them wandering up and down the wind's nonchalance, but nothing happens. Pale flakes with fingering stealth come feeling for our faces, we cringe in holes, back on forgotten dreams, and stare, 25 snow-dazed, deep into grassier ditches. So we drowse, sun-dozed, littered with blossoms trickling where the blackbird fusses. Is it that we are dying? AQA_anglet_GCSE_score V08.in3331/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library slowly. Our ghosts drag home, glimpsing the sunk fires, closed 30 with crusted dark red jewels, crickets jingle there, for hours the innocent mice rejoice, the house is theirs. Shutters and doors, all closed, on us the doors are closed, we turn back to our dying. Since we believe not otherwise can kind fires burn, 35 nor ever sun smile true on child, or field, or fruit. For God's invincible spring our love is made afraid, therefore, not loath, we lie out here, therefore we're born, for love of God seems dying. Tonight, this frost will fasten on this mud and us, 36 shriveling many hands, puckering foreheads crisp. The burying party, picks and shovels in shaking grasp, pause over half-known faces. All their eyes are ice, but nothing happens. AQA_anglet_GCSE_V08.in3431/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-library Seamus Heaney, 1939–2013. Storm on the Island 1. We are prepared. We build our houses squat, sink walls in rock and roof them with good slate. This wizened earth has never troubled us with hay, so, as you see, there are no stacks 5 or stooks that can be lost. Nor are there trees which might prove company when it blows full blast, you know what I mean. Leaves and branches can raise a tragic chorus in a gale so that you can listen to the thing you fear 10 forgetting that it pummels your house too. But there are no trees, no natural shelter. You might think that the sea is company, exploding comfortably down on the cliffs, but no, when it begins, the flung spray hits 15 the very windows, spits like a tame cat turned savage. We just sit tight while wind dives and strafes invisibly. Space is a salvo. We are bombarded by the empty air. Strange, it is a huge nothing that we fear. AQA_Gcse_V08.in3531/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library Ted Hughes, 1930 to 1998. Bayonet charge 1. Suddenly he awoke and was running. Raw seemed hot khaki, his sweat heavy, stumbling across a field of clods towards a green hedge that dazzled with rifle fire. Hearing 5 bullets smacking the belly out of the air, he lugged a rifle numb as a smashed arm, the patriotic tear that had brimmed in his eye sweating like molten iron from the center of his chest. In bewilderment then he almost stopped. 10 In what cold clockwork of the stars and the nations was he the hand pointing that second? He was running like a man who has jumped up in the dark and runs listening between his footfalls for the reason of his still running, and his foot hung like 15 statuary in mid-stride. Then the shot slashed furrows threw up a yellow hair that rolled like a flame and crawled in a threshing circle, its mouth wide open silent, its eyes standing out. He plunged past with his bayonet toward the green hedge. 20 King, honor, human dignity, etc. dropped like luxuries in a yelling alarm to get out of that blue crackling air his terror's touchy dynamite. AQA_Gcse_V08.in3631/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present. Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Simon Armitage, B. 1963, remains one on another occasion. We get sent out to tackle looters raiding a bank. And one of them legs it up the road, probably armed, possibly not. 5 Well, myself and somebody else are all of the same mind, so all 3 of us open fire. three of a kind all letting fly, and I swear I see every round as it rips through his life. 10 I see broad daylight on the other side. So we've hit this looter a dozen times and he's there on the ground, sort of inside out, pain itself, the image of agony. One of my mates goes by 15 and tosses his guts back into his body. Then he's carted off in the back of a lorry. End of story, except not really. His blood shadow stays on the street, and out on patrol I walk right over it week after week. 20 Then I'm home on leave. But I blink AQA_V08.in3731/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library and he bursts again through the doors of the bank. Sleep, and he's probably armed, possibly not. Dream, and he's torn apart by a dozen rounds. And the drink and the drugs won't flush him out. 25 He's here in my head when I close my eyes, dug in behind enemy lines, not left for dead in some distant, sun-stunned, sand-smothered land or 6 feet under in desert sand, but near to the knuckle, here and now. 30 His bloody life in my bloody hands. AQA_Anglit_GCSE_07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-library Jane Weir, B. 1963, Poppies won 3 days before Armistice Sunday and poppies had already been placed on individual war graves. Before you left, I pinned one onto your lapel, crimped petals, 5 spasms of paper red, disrupting a blockade of yellow bias binding around your blazer. Sellotape bandaged around my hand, I rounded up as many white cat hairs as I could, smoothed down your shirt's 10 upturned collar, steeled the softening of my face. I wanted to graze my nose across the tip of your nose, play at being Eskimos like we did when you were little. I resisted the impulse 15 to run my fingers through the gelled black thorns of your hair. All my words flattened, rolled, turned into felt, slowly melting. I was brave, as I walked with you, to the front door, through 20 it open, the world overflowing like a treasure chest. A split second and you were away, intoxicated. After you'd gone I went into your bedroom, released a songbird from its cage. 25 later a single dove flew from the pear tree, and this is where it has led me, skirting the churchyard walls, my stomach busy making tucks, darts, pleats, hatless, without a winter coat or reinforcements of scarf, gloves. AQA_Anglit_GC_SC_V08.in3931/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library 30. On reaching the top of the hill I traced the inscriptions on the war memorial, leaned against it like a wishbone. The dove pulled freely against the sky, an ornamental stitch. I listened, hoping to hear 35 your playground voice catching on the wind. AQA_Anglit_GC_SC_V08.in4031/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Carroll and Duffy, B. 1955. War photographer 1. In his darkroom he is finally alone with spools of suffering set out in ordered rows. The only light is red and softly glows, as though this were a church and he 5. A priest preparing to intone a Massachusetts Belfast. Beirut, Phnom Penh. All flesh is grass. He has a job to do. Solutions slop in trays beneath his hands, which did not tremble then though seem to now. Rural England. Home again tend to ordinary pain which simple weather can dispel, to fields which don't explode beneath the feet of running children in a nightmare heat. Something is happening. A stranger's features faintly start to twist before his eyes. 15. A half-formed ghost. He remembers the cries of this man's wife, how he sought approval without words to do what someone must and how the blood stained into foreign dust. 100 agonies in black and white, 20 from which his editor will pick out 5 or 6 for Sunday's supplement. The reader's eyeballs prick with tears between the bath and pre-lunch beers. From the aeroplane he stares impassively at where he earns his living, and they do not care. AQA_Anglit_GCSE_4131/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library Imtiaz Harker, B. 1954. Tissue 1 paper that lets the light shine through. This is what could alter things. Paper thinned by age or touching. 5. The kind you find in well-used books, the back of the Quran, where a hand has written in the names and histories, who was born to whom, the height and weight, who 10 died where and how, on which sepia date, pages smoothed and stroked and turned transparent with attention. If buildings were paper, I might feel their drift. See how easily 15, they fall away on a sigh, a shift in the direction of the wind. Maps 2. The sun shines through their border lines, the marks that rivers make, roads, 20 rail tracks, mountain folds, fine slips from grocery shops that say how much was sold and what was paid by credit card might fly our lives like paper kites. 25. An architect could use all this, place layer over layer, luminous script over numbers over line, and never wish to build again with brick or block, but let the daylight break 30 through capitals and monoliths, through the shapes that pride can make, find a way to trace a grand design with living tissue, raise a structure never meant to last. 35. Of paper smoothed and stroked and thinned to be transparent, turned into your skin. AQA_Anglit_GCSE_4231/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library Carol Rumens, B. 1944. The Emigre One. There once was a country. I left it as a child, but my memory of it is sunlight clear, for it seems I never saw it in that November which, I am told, comes to the mildest city. 5. The worst news I receive of it cannot break my original view, the bright, filled paperweight. It may be at war, it may be sick with tyrants, but I am branded by an impression of sunlight. The white streets of that city, the graceful slopes glow even clearer as time rolls its tanks and the frontiers rise between us, close like waves. That child's vocabulary I carried here like a hollow doll, opens and spills a grammar. Soon I shall have every colored molecule of it. 15. It may by now be a lie, banned by the state, but I can't get it off my tongue. It tastes of sunlight. I have no passport. There's no way back at all, but my city comes to me in its own white plane. It lies down in front of me, docile as paper. 20. I comb its hair and love its shining eyes. My city takes me dancing through the city of walls. They accuse me of absence, they circle me. They accuse me of being dark in their free city. My city hides behind me. They mutter death, 30, and my shadow falls as evidence of sunlight. AQA_GCSE_V08.in4331/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library. John Aggard, B. 1949. Checking out me history 1. Dem tell me what dem want to tell me. Bandage up me eye with me own history. 5. Blind me to me own identity. Dem tell me bout 1066 and all dat. Dem tell me bout Dick Whittington and he cat, but to Saint Elovicha no. Dem never tell me bout dat. 10 to Saint a slave with vision lick back Napoleon. 15 Battalion and 1st Black Republic born to Saint de Thorn to de French. 20 to Saint de beacon of de Haitian Revolution. Dem tell me bout de man who discovered a balloon and a cow who jump over the moon. Dem tell me bout the dish ran away with the spoon. 25 But dem never tell me bout Nanny de Maroon. AQA_V08.in4431/07/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology. AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library. Nanny Seafar Woman of Mountain Dream Firewoman Struggle. 30 hopeful stream to freedom river dem tell me 'bout Lord Nelson and Waterloo but dem never tell me 'bout Shaka the Great Zulu dem tell me 'bout Columbus and 1492-35 but what happened to the Caribs and the Arawaks too dem tell me 'bout Florence Nightingale and she lamp and how Robin Hood used to camp dem tell me 'bout old King Cole was a merry old soul. But dem never tell me 'bout Mary Seacole 40 from Jamaica she travel far to the Crimean War she volunteered to go and even when the British said number 45 she still braved the Russian snow a healing star among the wounded a yellow sunrise to the dying 50 dem tell me what dem want to tell me but now I checking out me own history I carving out me identity AQA_V08.in4531/07/2015-2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-Library Beatrice Garland, B. 1938, Kamikaze 1 Her father embarked at sunrise with a flask of water, a samurai sword in the cockpit, a shaven head full of powerful incantations 5 and enough fuel for a one-way journey into history but halfway there, she thought, recounting it later to her children, he must have looked far down 10 at the little fishing boats strung out like bunting on a green-blue translucent sea and beneath them, arcing in swathes like a huge flag waved first one way 15 then the other in a figure of 8. The dark shoals of fishes flashing silver as their bellies swiveled towards the sun and remembered how he and 20 his brothers waiting on the shore built cairns of pearl-grey pebbles to see whose withstood longest the turbulent inrush of breakers bringing their father's boat safe AQA_V08.in4631/2015-2214. GCSE English Literature Past and Present, Poetry Anthology AQA.org.uk/English-E-Library 25. Yes, Grandfather's Boat, safe to the shore, salt-sodden, awash with cloud-marked mackerel, black crabs, feathery prawns, the loose silver of whitebait and once 30 a tuna, the dark prince, muscular, dangerous. And though he came back my mother never spoke again in his presence, nor did she meet his eyes and the neighbors too. They treated him 35 as though he no longer existed, only we children still chattered and laughed till gradually we too learned to be silent, to live as though he had never returned, that this 40 was no longer the father we loved. And sometimes, she said, he must have wondered which had been the better way to die. AQA _anglet _GCSE _V08.in 47/2015/2214. Develop your learning on AQA English e-library Acknowledgments. C. Day Lewis, Walking Away from the Gate and Other Poems by Cecil Day Lewis, reprinted by permission of Peters, Fraser and Dunlop. www.petersfraserdunlop.com, on behalf of the estate of Cecil Day Lewis. More duly Letters from Yorkshire, reprinted with permission of Bloodaxe Books, on behalf of the author. www.bloodaxebooks.com. Charles Causley, Eden Rock, from Collected Poems, Macmillan. Seamus Heaney, Follower, from Opened Ground by permission of Faber and Faber Ltd. Simon Armitage, Mother, Any Distance from a Book of Matches by permission of Faber and Faber Limited. Carroll and Duffy, Before You Were Mine. Copyright Carroll and Duffy. Reproduced by permission of Carroll and Duffy. C/O Rogers, Coleridge and White Limited. 20, Poes Muse, London, W11 1JN. Owen Shears, Winter Swans. Copyright Owen Shears 2005. Reproduced by permission of the author. C/O Rogers, Coleridge and White Limited. 20, Poes Muse, London, W11 1JN. Daljit Nagra Sing Song, from Look We Have Coming to Dover. By permission of Faber and Faber Limited. Andrew Waterhouse's Climbing My Grandfather is from his collection in The Rialto, 2000. Seamus Heaney, Storm on the Island, from Opened Ground by permission of Faber and Faber Limited. Ted Hughes, Bayonet Charge, from Collected Poems by permission of Faber and Faber Limited. Simon Armitage, Remains from the Not Dead by permission of Pomona. Jane Weir, Poppies by permission of Templar Poetry Projects Limited. Carroll and Duffy, War Photographer. Copyright Carroll and Duffy. Reproduced by permission of Carroll and Duffy. C/O Rogers, Coleridge and White Limited. 20, Poes Muse, London, W11 1JN. Imtiaz Harker tissue reprinted with permission of Bloodaxe Books. On behalf of the author www.bloodaxebooks.com. Carol Rumens The Emigre from Thinking of Skins by permission of Carol Rumens. Beatrice Garland Kamikaze from the Invention of Fireworks by permission of Templar Poetry. John Aggard Checking Out Me History Copyright by John Aggard reproduced by kind permission of John Aggard C/O Caroline Sheldon Literary Agency Limited AQA_GCSE_V08.in4831/07/2015-2214